Kirsten Powers joins me now, Daily Beast columnist and Fox News contributor. Tony Say is a former press aide to Republican VP nominee Jack Kemp and president of Talk Radio News Service, also a Fox News contributor. Welcome, you guys. Good to have you. Good morning.
Good to see you.
To you both. So, Kirsten, what do you make of all this?
Well, I think that from everything I've heard, there is going to be probably a bill coming up pretty soon. But I think that what Rubio may be responding to is there was a letter sent by Jeff Sessions, and there were 6 senators in total who really were questioning the process and feeling that they were left out, that this was happening behind closed doors. And so I think Rubio is trying to address that issue to sort of let people know, there's no actual final deal. And of course, even when the bill is released, people will still have a chance to have their input into it. It's not going to be passed anytime soon.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Tony. There's been a lot of backlash from members of Congress on prior issues that they feel like too much is going on behind closed doors in Washington, that, they're not able to do their job and get their hands on this legislation and talk about it and work on it. Is that what's at work here?
That's the exact right point, Martha. Look, Marco Rubio is central to getting conservatives, not just in Congress, in the Senate and the House, but nationally, his national constituency of conservatives that really respect Rubio. They like him. They think he's sincere and honest. So they're going to follow his lead, presumably, on this issue. And he knows that the quickest way to lose what has been really significant support built in a bipartisan way on the immigration issue, the quickest way to lose that support is to try to fast-track it, do it in the dark shadows in these kind of small gang of 8 meetings, and assume that people are not going to want more transparency in this process. So when conservatives look to Rubio, they're really looking to him not just on the policy side, but to ensure that the process, which should be deliberate, is done in a way that they have confidence in. And that's what I think he's speaking to.
And no doubt, a big part of that process is going to be reassuring conservatives who want to know that the border's going to be secure and that efforts are made to do that in the best possible way, Kirsten. So, I mean, it raises that question once again, which is at the heart of all this. How do you secure the border? How do you make the border more secure?
Well, I think one thing to remember, the senators, including Senator Sessions, who sent this letter, are not exactly known as being super excited about immigration reform. Right. So that's sort of where they're coming from. But from what I've heard, they are including this trigger idea that was Rubio's idea, that you wouldn't be able to actually apply for citizenship until there was some sort of certification that the border was secure. So, if that is in fact included, then I'm not sure what more people would want. I mean, that clearly is what Rubio has laid out as being sort of his main thing that he needs to be in the bill in order for it to, for him to support it.
Just a few seconds left, Tony, but I want you to weigh in on that, the border security issue, and how to get it more secure enough for conservatives to want to sign on.
Well, that's the exact key, Martha. In the 30 years we discussed immigration reform, there's always great lip service paid to securing the border, which I think many believe is a very solvable problem. You heard Senator Flake discussing it on one of the shows this week. You can't have, for conservatives, this Trojan horse of comprehensive reform without reinforcing the border. And in this bill, to my understanding, I've not read it, it's not been written. Senator Schumer said that. It's not been finally written, but there are apparently metrics that are going to be itemized and put into the bill that supposedly will assure us this time around. But that's why I think Rubio's being very cautious, because he doesn't want to overpromise.
Nothing instills confidence more than the word metrics.
How about that?
But we will see. Kirsten, thank you. Tony, thank you very much.
Great to see you guys.